Praise God, praise God, praise God, praise God, praise God. Another day we have come into your presence. Good morning, good morning, good morning as I'm here with you this morning. How are you doing? How are you all doing this morning? Praise God that this day will bring you something out of what you expected of God. Come on, that this day, come on. What I said, this day will bring you something. What have you expected of God? I want to share with you this morning the word of truth. Come on, say I need a word of truth in my life, because nothing like the word of truth. It is the only thing that's going to help us to identify our process through life. Come on. It's the only thing going to give us an insight of what God requires of us to have. The word of truth. Come on. I know it's something that we ponder in ourselves at times because we don't get the result what we expect. We don't see the things that we desire to see. But can I tell you, I always say this, if you're going to trust God and you're going to trust Him 95, it's not going to work. But if you put 100 into what you expect, then you get result of what you expect to believe of Him. Come on. He said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken or seed begging. So He put a label of truth to you that, you know, He's not gonna beg you to come, but He's gonna ask you to come. He that heareth the voice of Him and apply to what they hear of Him and come. Come ye all ye that labor and heavily burden, and I will give you rest. Now there is a place in God that He will allow you to have rest. He allow you to have peace in. He wants you to rest into an element of His presence. Come on, because in His presence there's fullness. Come on, so if you're going to desire God, God going to require some things of you. Let me say it again. If you are going to desire God, He will require some things of you. That means there are some things you got to come with to prove to Him that how much you love Him. Come on. Don't tell me the story, show me the glory. Don't tell me the story, show me the glory. So do you want to see the glory of God? Then there's certain steps you got to take. You know, in my process of life, I sometimes ponder and I question, because you can't blame me to do that. And so I'm not going to blame you to not get what you desire to get, because sometimes you expect but never get. But you see, in the process that I've gone through, that's something that God labeled me with to come to you. To prove that there is a God that can do. Come on. Because my test is a testimony to you. Yes, my test is a testimony to you. Let me pull back this a little bit more. Yes, my test is a testimony to you. Come on. And that testimony, this testimony will help you to overcome whatever obstacles you are going through. And so this morning, you know, I look back over some things and I look how Jesus Christ has accommodated us to have a full understanding of His presence. And you see, His birth make a difference. I don't know how you look at it, but His birth make a difference in my life, that I can know how to come and honor what has been given as a sacrifice for my life. So when I come before you, so whenever I come before you, I don't just want to come. I want to bring something that it will ignite you to understand Jesus Christ that is standing with you. You know, there's many people can tell you great things and give you some prophecy that it sounds good, but is it good? Every day a man come to you and say, God said, and prophesy to 20, 30 people. But then in the closing of the day, to the dawn of the new day that you're coming to face, you have never get the result that you expect. And yesterday I said something about Zechariah and how people can plant seed into you. And that's why the Bible introduces us how to look to God. the Bible introduces us how to look to God and be careful of who we are looking at. And that's why I love to come in the book of Proverbs to open my scriptures all the time. And Psalms 103 and 30 say, as a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion upon those who fear him. As a father, come on, so he is a compassionate God. And going back to Proverbs 3, it said, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace